Terms and conditions. This is the really dull bit, but you know, it's got to be done. Terms and conditions. In the following terms and conditions, the use of the word we, that's W-E, we, refers to Nobody Films, their partners, associates, subsidiaries, franchise holders, interested parties, and prospective future executive associates for or on behalf of controlling company management officials. Also, silent partners, visually impaired partners, anosmic partners, bicephalous partners, and those partners who should be silent but can't keep their mouths shut. You know who you are. Also, partners suffering from low psychic ability, paranoia, or amnesia. You don't know who you are. This also applies to partners suffering from déjà vu. The above clause also applies to other self-referential terms, including I, us, our, as in O-U-R, our, me, my, mine, fella, Todd, sen, and dude. In this document, the use of the word you, that's Y-O-U, you, refers to the Nobody Films employee or the Nobody Films customer. This includes the prospective customer, all past, present, and future customers, referred customers, silent customers, visually impaired customers, anosmic customers, bicephalous customers, etc., etc. This also applies to customers suffering from déjà vu. However, this term does not refer to disgruntled or unhappy customers. The term we use for these types of customer is not detailed here in this document for legal reasons. The above clause also includes the term your, Y-O-U-R, your, them, she, he, client, punter, guest, end user, buyer, consumer, adopter, thee, thy, thine, and yows, or use. Section 1. Nobody Films is a non-profit organisation. We just can't get the work, you see. Sorry, it doesn't even say that. Nobody Films is not a limited company and is not VAT registered. All prices found on our website or quoted over the phone, by email or any other communication, carrier pigeon, is exclusive of VAT, exclusive of VAT. No, that's misleading, actually. It means we aren't VAT registered, so VAT isn't involved. Yeah. So the price you quoted is the total price, even though it's exclusive of VAT. You see what I mean? Because usually when they say exclusive of VAT, that means there's VAT to be added on. But because we're not VAT registered, it just means there's no VAT. Just forget about the VAT. There's no VAT at all. Forget I mentioned it. It's just there's no VAT. VAT. Nobody Films does not. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Nobody Films reserves the right to use any footage or audio recorded by Nobody Films for the purpose of promotion, advertising, and sample work. We will occasionally use footage from previous work as stock footage in future projects. Oh, yeah, that hurts holding that like that. All footage and audio created by Nobody Films is copyrighted to us by law, unless the copyright is handed over to the customer or a third party by previous agreement. In cases where there are minors appearing in the footage. Nobody Films will not use images, sound recordings, or likenesses of those minors without permission from the owner of the minor. That's young people, obviously. When I say minors, I mean young people. It can be confusing because we did a video about pit miners in the 1950s. Yeah. So you can see the reason it was confusing was because some of them were minors, as in young children. But anyway, it turned out it didn't matter because you were allowed to exploit children in the 50s anyway. So those laws still apply to the footage because it was old. But anyway, Nobody Films reserves the right to take legal action where copyright is breached. This includes making copies of video files, audio files, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray discs, and internet uploads, etc., etc. To be honest, we're not going to sue anyone. We're not monsters. If a parent wants to make a copy of their minors at school play or something for their granny, it's not like the DVDs are tagged or anything. It's not like we can track illegal copies being made. It's not like the technology to do that is available legally and for free on the internet. So keep it in mind. Let Granny pay for her own version. Copy. Oh, Jesus. Nobody Films has a strict policy of abiding by all health and safety rules and regulations, no matter how petty or mind-numbingly stupid they might be. Nobody Films has the greatest respect for the work that health and safety officers do. Despite the fact that they are often just busybodies whose role seems to be to extract the fun and excitement out of life and to make sure that every workplace is so safe it isn't fit for human inhabitation or habitation. We need dirt and danger, we know that now. Don't you know that? Nobody Films makes it our top priority to ensure safety to our customers and to our staff. Yes, I said staff. They're not my colleagues because I'm their boss. Deal with it. And to maintain watertight safety in the workplace at all times. Nobody Films accepts no responsibility for possessions carried or left lying around by customers or staff. Possessions which go missing on or around our premises are the fault of the owner. Nobody Films will not accept any responsibility for items which go missing, which have been recklessly left in lockers, unsealed or sealed bags, or unguarded pockets. Large piles of cash or expensive phones being brought on the premises will go missing. I can personally guarantee it, and it's your own fault if they do. Nobody Films can offer all staff and customers use of our safe for any valuable or personal items. Nobody Films does not accept responsibility for items or personal belongings which may go missing from the safe. Unattended bags will be confiscated, searched, or destroyed. Nobody Films can supply a locker room for bags or possessions of customers and staff. Unattended bags left in the locker room will be confiscated, searched, or destroyed. Most of our staff have learned never ever to bring anything into the workplace. Nobody Films carries insurance policies in all areas regarding equipment, public safety and public property, especially in regards to public liability insurance, which is required by law. Especially in regards to public safety insurance, which is required by law. Nobody Films accepts no liability for injury or death which may occur to employees during the normal course of their duty. In the case of injury, a period of no less than 1 week will be allocated, with or without pay, at the discretion of the company. In the case of death, employment will be terminated indefinitely. A right to appeal this decision must be applied for in writing within 24 hours of the event, in black pen, in capitals, on unlined plain A4 paper, preferably 50 GSM, written in straight lines using a ruler with keywords styled in italics, signed by the employee, the employee's parents, the employee's spouse, the employee's legal representative, the employee's doctor, and finally, signed by the employee's manager or supervisor within the workplace. If the employee's manager is not available to sign the application form before the end of the 24-hour deadline, I don't know what you can do about it. Forge it, I suppose. Point 22 IIV subsection 4. The details of these terms and conditions are deemed null and void under the following circumstances. If any member of the Nobody Films team is found to be out of sound mind and unable to take responsibility for their own actions. The legal definition of not being of sound mind is exemplified by any person who takes these terms and conditions seriously, or even bothers to read them right the way through. In fact, if you've watched this video, to this point, there's serious mental considerations to be had. If any member of the Nobody Films team is found to be suffering from anosmia, paranoia, amnesia, or déjà vu, or any member of the Nobody Films team thinks that déjà vu jokes can still be original in the 21st century. Nobody Films reserves the right to change any or all of these conditions with no notice or indication, without informing anybody or making the information available in any way. Nobody Films reserves the right to ignore any of the terms detailed herein without notice, legal consultation, or good reason. Finally, other languages. Finally, video content. Nobody Films reserves the right to create original and experimental video without structure, explanation, or public interest. We also reserve the right to begin, middle, or end our videos abruptly and without conclusion. To be honest, our real terms and conditions are: communicate with us and we'll communicate with you. Let's not put money in lawyers' pockets. Yeah? Good. I'm sure I've said that before.